Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Because of time, we'll try and take just the last two questions, but I'd like to even move it further down to this side. Any lady from that side who has a question outside of what we have had, kindly diversify the... Okay.
Your Excellency, hello. Okay. I hope people can hear me. Your Excellency, the People's Deputy President. Yes, you are. And Mama Boys, welcome to UK. Thank you for coming to listen to the crowd. My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Nyandarua County. So Olkalau is a personal interest. So I want that seat for DCP. I want to ask you about tax, that we are taxed when we send staff home. I believe people in this hall will agree with me that we can help our country with so much. Today, we were somewhere that we had a lot of wheelchairs, a lot of mobility things that can help people who have mobility issues in Kenya. Last year, I do a lot of charity, so I loaded a container of 20 feet, and I was helping a children's home that I'm proud to say. It's called Little Angels. It is in Nyeri County. The children's home, everything was theirs. So they applied for an exemption of tax. They were given by the Nyeri County. So I was asked to send this container, and I was told that the last exemption will be given by the Treasury when the container arrived in Mombasa. The container arrived in Mombasa, and lo and behold, the Treasury came back with a rejection and did not give me any reason as why it was rejected. So, People's President, I was snapped with a tax of 800,000 shillings. Now, my mom was very angry. She said, this is not something that you're bringing to pay school fees for your children. It's this charity of yours. And I was given a choice of abandoning that container so that they can divide themselves, or paying 800,000. Apart from that, somebody conned me from the same KRA 170,000. So I paid 1 million Kenyan shillings because I wanted to help that home. I was very angry, and I believe everyone here would agree. If you reduce that tax for us, we have a lot we can do for that country. So I really hope it will be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. I feel you. I'm aware, because even as I have traveled around the country, around the world, I was in the US, and I found that there are some hospitals that utilize their equipment for 2 years only. They are brand new and they would like to give them out for charity. But our government has made it almost impossible, because when you get items and equipment that can help a children's home, and you want to help and then you ask to pay 800,000 shillings, it's very, very unfair. I have been thinking about it. In fact, I was discussing it with Reverend Dorcas last night. That particular matter, that our new administration will have a deliberate policy to set up a committee chaired by the National Treasury, members from our churches, and other organizations that do charity work, where before you import goods, you'll be able to give the particulars to that committee. That committee will check that information. It will go and have an inspection of the intended beneficiary of the charity donation, and once that is confirmed, before you ship the goods, you are given the go-ahead. Yeah? I really find it very, very unfair that people out here in the diaspora with serious connections find very useful donations that our country cannot afford, and they want to send them home to help the people they left behind, and government has made it almost impossible. It's really very, very unfair, and it's really lack of empathy, it's lack of humanity. You know, even as we run government, of course the government is not a human being. It has no feelings. It's an abstract thing. You cannot pinch it, it cannot feel pain. But within government there are people. People should be able to have empathy, should be able to behave like human beings. In our manifesto, we're gonna include that we are going to create a body that will be receiving proposals of people out here who have certain goods that they want to bring to help home, not to make profit, not to sell, and do the inspection. The purpose of that committee is also to avoid people taking advantage. You know, because Kenyans are also crooked, you know that. Our people are also not very straight. They may also want to use that to bring goods without paying. So there must be a connection. There must be a connection where you will declare the goods, where they are coming from. Then the institution that is receiving them is inspected, and then they sign a certificate that they will receive those goods, and the goods will be in use. And then they will give what you call an indemnity, that in case an inspection is done and it is found those goods were not received, they will be able to pay the duty that is equivalent. So there must be a way working around it. Yeah. And in fact, we were discussing it with Reverend Dorcas last night, because we also have people we have visited and they want to help, and it's difficult. And I think that is one commitment I want to give, and I want you to hold me to account, Elizabeth. Yeah? Next year in December, if it doesn't happen, yeah, I have a farm in Shamata, you can walk there and look for me. So that as wewe kiongozi ulikuja ukatuambia mlichaguliwa mwezi ya 8, sasa ni December, wapi ile maneno ulituambia? I want to be held to account. One last one. Another lady, the men were too many. We have to be gender